When we go to space, it will not even be close to what we see in the pictures, even though they're already spectacular.
Well, yeah, I mean, you look at the phone, how it's disrupted, media, and you're running you're running a social media company. It's crazy that you wouldn't have done this 10, 15 years ago.
No. And not only that, we're late to the game too, right? Like the companies that started with that in the 2000s when the web boom was out, right? When everyone was rushing in and the coding that you talked about was happening, that's gonna go away eventually. Those people were the early adopters. Now all of us media companies are recognizing that brand's the last thing left. And now we have to understand and create and correct until we fully understand how that brand gets developed for this next generation of companies that are growing. So again, it's just about adapting, constantly creating and correcting, finding ways to recognize. And you touch on something, one of the things I love about your speeches when you're on stage is you're talking about the future. You're not talking about the short term, 2 months, 3 months from now. You're looking 5 years out.
Yeah.
You're looking 10 years out. And I think a lot of people, yes, you still have to live day to day, but a lot of the technologies and where your business is going to go, you got to start looking 3-5 years out to start to understand the moves you need to make now to get there. And if that's brand, then execute brand. If that's automation, then execute automation. Whatever that is, execute it. And
and the challenge around that is that it's tough to predict the future. I can't. Yeah. I'm not a futurist either. I can't predict what the future is, but it's important to think about it because otherwise, if you don't, you're not going to be able. You're going to get into a mold where you're planning for a world that was existed 5 years ago. So it's important to think about it, but it's also important to be a practitioner today and continuously experiment with new technologies and new ways of doing things today. I think that's important.
I love it. What else we got?
Well, I wanted to know from you, what do you think is the next wave of innovation? Like, what do you see really exciting over the next 5 years that people are not expecting?
For me...
Doesn't have to be from a technology perspective. Yeah. If it could be from media or culture.
Well, no, if I was to say it, I think I personally, and this is a hope strategy as well as I think that we're going to get to the moon and Mars faster than people think. I really do. I've been watching it carefully the last little while, and I think we're going to get there faster. I can't wait. I keep telling people all the time that the minute that it's commercialized and economical enough to get into space, I think I'm jumping on that. I'm jumping on that rocket, and I think it's.
You're out of here, man.
I'm not out of here, but I want to have that experience.
Yeah.
I want to have that experience of seeing our world in a different light, and that experience for more people is what's going to change the perspective of our planet. And I think that the faster we can get there, the faster we can change that perspective, the better.
But why do we need to go to the moon and Mars?
Why not? Right? It's the same thing. If you ask why, when we're on a company standpoint, you're looking at your continual improvement, you're going to stay here, right? What we want to do is we want to keep improving. Why not? The question is why do we want?
But what if we go there and we
It's not going to be fun. It's the first until we. It's not going to be fun, okay, right?
Yeah.
Like but
I see a lot of these guys, Branson and Bezos, and all these guys talking about the moon and Mars. I'm like,
at the end of the day, I just think.
What about things here?
No, I don't dispute that. There's lots of things that we need to solve here. There's no dispute of that. There's no point in us getting into the political, geopolitical debate of that. But what I do believe is I believe that going to space is going to change perspectives. And once we can change that perspective and we see what's out there and we look back at the Earth, we're going to see it in a different way. Think of this. When you watch a video, when you see a good picture, it's never as good as that moment when you saw that sunset. You look at the sunset, you're standing there on a beach. It's amazing. You take a picture. We just pull out our phones. We take a picture. We post it on Instagram. But that picture never represents what we saw in that sunset.
Right.
When we go to space, it will not even be close to what we see in the pictures, even though they're already spectacular. And it'll change the perspective of people. I imagine people going into space and just starting to cry. And I just believe that because it's going to change the perspective of who we are, where we are, and where we're going to end up going, which is hopefully to continually improve. And I don't want to go further into that, but I think we're going to get, just like you said, with autonomous driving and no code and everything else where we're moving and voice. I think we're going to get to the moon faster than people think. I hope so.
Well, you're seeing a lot of people sort of work on that initiative. I just I personally don't know what the rush is all about, but maybe they just want to get the hell off because this world is becoming unsustainable, and so we need to get off.
No, I think we can all believe in humanity. I think we can all trust in our ability to solve problems, but let's change the perspective a bit. Now, that's going to be exciting. I want to go. I want to really go see this Earth from space, and we'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, you can't predict the future, so let's just sit back and see what some of those big companies can produce.